What's up, Wrestling-verse family? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're covering one of the most shocking and heartbreaking stories to emerge from the wrestling world in recent memory. Before we dive in, I want to say that this is a sensitive topic involving real people and their personal lives, so we're going to handle this with the respect and maturity it deserves. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because we cover all the biggest wrestling news with honesty and integrity. And if you appreciate how we handle these difficult topics, drop a like on this video. Today, we're discussing the bombshell news that Seth Rollins has reportedly filed for divorce from Becky Lynch. This is a story that has sent shockwaves through the entire WWE universe, and we need to talk about what this means for both superstars, their family, and the wrestling business as a whole. Let me start by saying this. Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch have been one of wrestling's true power couples. They met in WWE, fell in love in front of millions of fans, got engaged, got married, and welcomed a beautiful daughter into the world. They've been the definition of relationship goals for wrestling fans everywhere. So when news broke about divorce proceedings, nobody saw it coming. The wrestling world first caught wind of this situation when reports surfaced that legal documents had been filed. Now, we have to be very careful here because divorce is a deeply personal matter, and the details of why any couple decides to separate should be treated with privacy and respect. These are real human beings with real emotions, not just characters on our TV screens. What we do know is this: both Seth and Becky have been under immense pressure over the past few years. They're both top-tier WWE superstars with demanding schedules. They're parents to a young daughter. They're dealing with the constant scrutiny that comes with being public figures. And they're trying to balance all of this while maintaining their mental health and personal happiness. Let's take a moment to understand the journey that brought us here. Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch's relationship became public knowledge back in 2019. The wrestling world absolutely loved it. Here were two of WWE's biggest stars, both at the absolute peak of their careers, finding love with each other. It felt like a fairy tale. They announced their engagement in August 2019, and fans went crazy. Social media exploded with congratulations and well wishes. Then came even bigger news in May 2020 when Becky announced she was pregnant. She had to relinquish the Raw Women's Championship, stepping away from wrestling at the height of her popularity as the man, to start this new chapter of her life. Their daughter was born in December 2020, and Seth and Becky seemed happier than ever. They shared glimpses of their family life on social media, always maintaining healthy boundaries but letting fans see their joy. They got married in a private ceremony, keeping the details intimate and personal, which we all respected. When Becky returned to WWE at SummerSlam 2021, it felt like everything was perfect. She was back doing what she loved. Seth was thriving as a heel character with his visionary persona, and they had a beautiful family at home. But as we're learning now, what we see on social media and TV doesn't always tell the whole story. So what could have led to this divorce filing? Again, we need to be respectful and acknowledge that we don't know the private details, nor should we speculate irresponsibly. But we can talk about the very real pressures that WWE superstars face, especially when both partners are top stars. First, there's the grueling travel schedule. WWE superstars are on the road constantly, traveling from city to city, performing multiple times a week. Even though WWE has made some improvements to their schedule in recent years, it's still incredibly demanding. Now imagine both parents having these schedules. Who's home with their daughter? How do you maintain family time? How do you keep your relationship strong when you're both exhausted and rarely in the same place? Second, there's the physical and mental toll of the business. Both Seth and Becky have dealt with injuries over the years. Seth has had multiple knee surgeries, a back injury, and countless other bumps and bruises. Becky has pushed her body to the limit time and time again. When you're in pain, when you're recovering from injuries, when you're stressed about your career, it can put enormous strain on a relationship. Third, there's the creative and political aspects of WWE. Both Seth and Becky are main event level talents, which means they're involved in high stakes storylines and decisions. They're dealing with creative changes, backstage politics, and the pressure to perform at the highest level. That kind of stress doesn't just disappear when you go home. And fourth, There's the simple fact that they're both incredibly ambitious, driven individuals. Seth Rollins has reinvented himself multiple times in WWE, always striving to be the best. Becky Lynch literally changed the entire landscape of women's wrestling and became one of the biggest stars in the company. When you have two people with that level of ambition and drive, sometimes personal relationships can suffer, even when there's genuine love there. Now, let's talk about what this means for WWE. This is a delicate situation for the company because both Seth and Becky are absolutely crucial to their programming. Seth has been one of Raw's top stars, involved in major storylines with top talent. Becky has been carrying the women's division and is one of WWE's most marketable stars. WWE has dealt with superstars going through divorces before, but it's always tricky when both parties work for the company. The question becomes, how do you keep both talents happy and productive while they're going through something so personal? Do you keep them on separate brands? Do you adjust their schedules? Do you handle their storylines differently? From a business perspective, WWE needs both of them. They can't afford to lose either Seth or Becky because they're too valuable. But from a human perspective, the company also needs to be supportive and understanding. This is where we hope WWE's wellness and support systems come into play. Let's also address the elephant in the room, their daughter. This is the most important aspect of this entire situation. Seth and Becky have a young child who needs both of her parents. Whatever differences they may have, whatever led to this divorce filing, their daughter's well-being has to come first. The good news is that both Seth and Becky have always shown themselves to be dedicated parents. Every time they've spoken about their daughter in interviews, you can hear the love and commitment in their voices. We have to trust that they'll continue to prioritize their child's happiness and stability, even as they navigate this difficult transition in their relationship. One thing we've seen in wrestling history is that many superstars have successfully co-parented after divorce. The wrestling business is unique in that way. There's often a level of understanding and mutual respect because both parties know how demanding this career is. Hopefully, Seth and Becky can find that path forward. From a fan perspective, this news hits differently because we've been so invested in their story. We watched their relationship blossom. We celebrated their engagement and their daughter's birth. We've rooted for them both individually and as a couple. So it's natural to feel sad, disappointed, or even shocked by this news. But here's what we need to remember as fans: we don't know these people personally. We know their characters, we follow their careers, but we don't live in their homes or understand the complexities of their private lives. Our job as respectful fans is to continue supporting both of them as performers while respecting their privacy as human beings going through a difficult time. This also serves as a reminder that wrestlers are real people with real struggles. Behind the larger-than-life characters, the spectacular matches, and the social media posts, there are human beings dealing with the same challenges we all face. Relationship issues, work-life balance, mental health struggles, and personal growth. What happens next is unclear. Will Seth and Becky address this publicly? Will WWE acknowledge it on television? How will this affect their storylines and appearances? These are all questions we don't have answers to yet, and honestly, they don't owe us those answers. What we can do is hope that both Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch find happiness and peace, whatever that looks like for them individually. We can hope that they successfully co-parent their daughter and give her the loving, stable environment she deserves. And we can hope that both of them continue to do what they do best: entertain us and inspire us with their incredible talent in that wrestling ring. As wrestling fans, we've seen our heroes overcome incredible odds, both in storylines and in real life. We've seen careers reborn, personal demons conquered, and happy endings written when nobody thought they were possible. Whatever Seth and Becky are going through right now, we should support them both. This situation also opens up a broader conversation about the wrestling industry and the toll it takes on personal relationships. How many wrestling marriages and relationships have struggled or failed because of the demands of this business? How can the industry do better to support its performers' personal lives? These are important questions that deserve attention. WWE has made strides in recent years with their wellness programs, mental health resources, and more balanced scheduling, but there's always room for improvement. When your top stars are going through personal crises, it affects everyone: the performers, the company, and the fans. Looking at both Seth and Becky's careers moving forward, we have to believe they'll both continue to be incredible performers. Some of the greatest wrestling has come from performers channeling real-life emotions into their work. If they choose to do that, we might see even more compelling performances from both of them. For Seth Rollins, this could mark a new chapter in his already legendary career. He's already one of the most versatile performers in WWE history, able to adapt his character and style to any situation. Whatever he's feeling personally, he has the ability to translate that into powerful storytelling in the ring. For Becky Lynch, she's already proven she's one of the toughest people in wrestling. She's overcome injuries, creative setbacks, and the pressure of being a pioneer for women's wrestling. If anyone can navigate this difficult personal situation while continuing to perform at the highest level, it's the man. One thing I want to emphasize to everyone watching: please be respectful in how you discuss this situation online. Don't engage in toxic speculation, don't take sides, and don't attack either Seth or Becky. They're both going through enough without fans making it worse. Our wrestling community is better than that. Remember, divorce doesn't mean anyone is a villain. Sometimes two good people who love each other realize they're better apart than together. Sometimes life circumstances make it impossible to maintain a relationship. Sometimes people grow in different directions. None of that makes either person bad or wrong. As we wrap this up, I want to send positive thoughts to both Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. Thank you both for the incredible entertainment you've provided over the years. Thank you for being open enough to share parts of your personal lives with us. And thank you for continuing to show up and perform even when life gets difficult. To their daughter: you have two parents who love you more than anything in this world, and that will never change, no matter what. And to the Wrestlingverse family: thank you for watching this difficult video. I know this isn't the fun, exciting wrestling content we usually cover, but sometimes we need to address the real, human side of this business we all love. Please leave your respectful thoughts and well wishes in the comments below. Let's show Seth and Becky that the wrestling community can be supportive and mature when it matters most. If you appreciated how we handled this topic, please like this video and subscribe for more wrestling coverage that treats these athletes with the dignity they deserve. Share this video with other wrestling fans who might want to discuss this news in a respectful space. And remember, at the end of the day, we're all human beings trying to find happiness and peace in this complicated world. Until next time, this is Wrestlingverse, reminding you to be kind to each other and to remember that everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you in the next video.